video. Hey, look, we're live. Hey, y'all. I'm going sideways on this. Alright, man. Giving a lot of thought to what I'm doing here. We'll make a few changes. I mean, you know, people are like, hey, look at my big announcement. Like, whatever. What are you, the President of the United States, making big announcements? Hey, Andrew Papson. Alright, so, well, whatever. I'm doing it anyway, right? So I have given so much thought. More thought than action. Oh, there you go. Then, as far as like, alright, what am I doing? Where am I going with this whole thing? With my career? You know, it's like I'm getting into this whole, like, you know, health and weight loss thing, and then I've got the studio and the vocal coaching, all this different stuff. And like, all right, so I've got this YouTube, I've got 2 YouTube channels. One is my James Lugo, which has been music 90% for the last 10, 11 years. I've got a couple of million views. I've got thousands of subscribers. It's very vibrant. Then I started my Revolution Healthy YouTube, which is just for like weight loss and fasting and fitness and, you know, mostly weight loss stuff and whatever. And it's a cool YouTube account, and it's got a lot of cool stuff on it, but it only has like, you know, whatever, 150 subscribers. And it's just not that active. So I've thought a lot about like, how am I going to do, what am I going to do? How am I going to make my, like, where's my future at with all this? Like, you know, I'm so into, you know, health and weight loss. I see these YouTube guys, like the YouTube model is you put out like minimum 1 video a day, and it's just you talking about your thing. You know, I'm not really into it. I watch all these guys' videos on YouTube, and no matter how knowledgeable they are, I mean, everybody kind of knows what they know, so it's like after a few of them, it's all kind of, it becomes very repetitive, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, it just does. So I'm like, I'm not really into that, and I don't want it to become this thing where it's like a slave to the grind, where like, now I have to do all this stuff, and I have to do all this marketing, and I have to like put ads on everything, and that's not me. I don't want to do that. So I've thought a lot about what I want to do, and I've figured it out, and it is the James Lugo Show, and it's basically going to be, I figured out the platform I like, which is Google Hangouts on Air. It streams live, and I'll be interviewing people, and people can jump on and you know, ask questions, you know, message, and then I can, you know, I can have co-hosts on some shows, and I can interview multiple people. I think you can get up to 9 people on it if you want, and you can see everybody. And the way it's set up is beautiful. I did a test with my buddy Eric Mark yesterday, and it's fantastic. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I was thinking, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to do one for the fitness and weight loss, and one for the music and vocal coaching and guitar pickups and mixing and all that? I was like, man, I'm overwhelmed. I've got like 2 Instagram accounts, 2 this, 2 that, 2 websites, 2 YouTube, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just do it. It's going to be called the James Lugo Show, whatever. And I kind of do it like the way Joe Rogan does it. He just talks about different things. He's got his few things he's very into. He's very into fasting and working out and fitness and ketogenic eating. And then he's very into like politics and his thing, which is, well, I'm not going to be talking about politics, but you know, he's got like a couple of main things, and he's into like fighting and you know, jiu-jitsu and martial arts and boxing and all this stuff. So, you know, he gets like Rhonda Patrick, who's a doctor, you know, who knows about fasting and ketogenic, and then he gets like McGregor on there, and they talk about like, you know, MMA and UFC and all that stuff. Those are his, like, seems like his main jams, and then he talks about aliens and all this other stuff, but those are like his main jams, and that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm going to have my main jams, and you know, if we have a show that can be about something else and whatever, that's fine too. I'm into a lot of things, but it's going to be primarily all things music and weight loss. And it's going to be streaming from the James Lugo YouTube. I was thinking, well, if I do the music ones from the James Lugo, which is all my music, and then I do the fitness on the Revolution Healthy, the weight loss, the fitness on the Revolution Health, but there's just not enough action there. And the truth is, most of these music people have all been, to one degree or another, following my weight loss, and they're into it, and a lot of them have their own issues, and a lot of people are very interested in this. So there's no sense in me splitting this. So what I'll do is, if I do a specific podcast or Google Hangout with, let's say, Chris Kruger or somebody really interesting in the world of fitness, weight loss, fasting, all the things I'm into, I'll do it on the James Lugo YouTube, but then I can copy it over and put it up on the Revolution Healthy. I'm not going to abandon the Revolution Healthy YouTube, but I have put so much energy into building it, and I'm just done. I'm tired of it. It's just, you know, it is what it is. It's got some followers, but I put out a video last night on there. I'm going to do another one today to start to migrate everybody over to subscribe to the James Lugo. I also have these two Instagram accounts. One is Instagram, you know, James Lugo Music. One was, you know, James Lugo Weight Loss. I'm done. I took my main one right now that I've been using, my James Lugo Fitness, or my James Lugo Music one, and I just turned it into the James Lugo Show, which it'll be like the Instagram for the show. And that's it. It's going to be everything. In the morning, there'll be pictures of me, you know, boxing, and in the afternoons, there'll be pictures of me, you know, tracking a guitar player or mixing or whatever. It's going to be just one single Instagram, and it's going to be everything. And that's it. And then I have two separate pages now. I created a business pages that are check-in points on Facebook. One is James Lugo Music Inc., which will be just for the music, and the other one's Revolution Healthy, which will be for the fitness and weight loss and health. So two separate music pages, or two separate Facebook business pages. One Facebook page, which is James Lugo Music. Unfortunately, there's another. I'm not gonna futz with that right now. So, but the main thing is, everything's gonna be now funneling through the James Lugo Show, and it's gonna be fun. And you know, in the music world, I know a lot of big, famous, very cool, very influential people that will want to be on the show. So I'm not going to name any names right now, but I want to make some calls. Whoa, what's up, Mama Tote? I'm going to be getting top producers, top mixers, top guitar players, top songwriters on the James Lugo Show, which will be, again, a Google Hangout on air that will be. It'll be streaming on my YouTube and Facebook and all that, and then I'll be getting fitness people, and I'm going to talk to my buddy. I'm going to try to start with Chris Kruger. I may be starting with Mark Thursday, who's the guy that has the Google On Air show, the video podcast with Dave Friedman, the big famous amp guy, the Eddie Van Halen amp guy. They have one called Tone Talk. So he may be the first one I do, because he's the guy that taught me how to use it, and I felt really comfortable. I thought this would be perfect. We'll talk about Friedman amps and guitar pickups and guitar tone and Kemper, and he's got the positive grid, and also I'll be on with him. So for my first one, I'll be on with like an expert at this stuff, so in case I have any issues while we're in the midst of this, I can kind of work through the bugs. His name is Mark, something with an H. It's some weird Huizinga, something like that. But I'm waiting for a confirmation. But we're looking at tentatively doing it this Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So it will be streaming live. Anyway, I'm just really excited. How about some on the song? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's gonna be songwriters. There's gonna be artists. It's going to be mixing people, performance people, you know, everything. I'm going to get people onto the design websites, anything to do with music and everything. And then there'll be people that are, you know, into paleo and CrossFit and, you know, intermittent fasting. And, you know, I'm going to talk to like a couple of these guys I know that have lost like hundreds of pounds, like Bricks Fitness and, you know, Possible Pat, a couple of these cats that I kind of passively know through YouTube and everything. And say, hey, be on the show, man. You know, I've got 2 million views on my James Lugo YouTube, and I've got, you know, 7,000 subscribers. That's gonna pick way up. So that's gonna be the focus. And I'm gonna rebrand some things. I'm gonna work on it this morning and like kind of formally announce this afternoon and start migrating everybody over to it. And that's it. So I just boxed. My finger's jacked. I got new gloves, and the left glove was bad. It was like the seam was like not cut properly. Rick, you ever want to work out? I got a gym right at my house in East Nasty, right here, right off of McGavick and, you know, Riverside by Mitchell's Deli, and I belong to the YMCA, and I belong to right up Madison, Planet Fitness. I'm all about this. This is it, and you know, this is what it's all about, man. It's all about how am I going to make this all jive. And you know what? The Joe Rogan show is like a perfect. It's like a perfect kind of template for what I want to do. The thing I did this little test one yesterday with this guy Mark, and he was so cool, and like his voice was so, like he just sounded so pro. Some of these guys just sound like Abel James or something. You know, some of them just sound like real announcy guys. But it was really fun to do it, and I told him, I said, you know, if I bring on some good guests, you should co-host with me, because and Johnny Cotton's here. Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, the Joe Rogan show, I mean, I think that's kind of, you know, I got turned on to it by my buddy Dan Formica and Joel Gregg, and I watched some of his shows. I mean, I don't watch it a lot, but, you know, I watched stuff with Rhonda Patrick about fasting, and I've watched some of his paleo, and, you know, how he hates bulletproof coffee, as I drink a little fatty coffee. But, and I've watched a few of his UFC ones, and I watched some of his training ones. I love watching his training. So that'll be the deal, you know. At this point, I don't really need anything else. There's no more investment. I have lights for the studio. I bought them this weekend, like professional lighting. I've got a 1080 HD video camera. I've got obviously an iPhone and an iPad. You know, I've got the YouTube account. I've got, you know, now I know how to use that Google Hangouts is the one, man. I wanted to do a podcast the other day with a vocal coach buddy of mine, and he got all involved with this other company, and they had to pay for this, and we did it. It was just like, man, I'm like, everybody I watch, like Greg O'Gallagher and all these cats, they all just use Google Hangouts, and it just looks great. It's just simple. And I'm like, oh, and the thing was, I didn't realize it sends out a notification when you're going live to all your YouTube people on their email. So we had like 81 viewers. Like, it was our test. I just literally, he goes, click this. I went live, and then we're talking, and then I'm like, I looked down and I could see 81 viewers. I'm like, 81 viewers? Who's watching this? And then I go to my actual YouTube where I can see it. I'm like, oh my God, it's streaming live. And then there was like people were like, yeah, we can hear you. We're excited. Like, there was people like messaging. I was like, oh my God, this is like, I didn't even know this was going to happen. So, yeah, baby. Now, see, I was using the earbuds, and they sounded good. He was using the Blue Yeti, the big bulby thing with the headphones. His voice sounded more like this. I sounded more like this. So I don't know. I may get a Blue Yeti at some point so that I can sound like this and not sound like this.
The Blue Yeti's got like all that like all that lower or order stuff. And we may tie this together with gear slots. I don't know. It's not official. Don't put it out there, you guys. But you guys know I've been what have I been doing? I don't freaking know. I've been moderating gear slots for like over 10 years. Hey, what's up, Brad? So we may do something with gear slots on it. I don't know. There's a few things in the works. I'm not pushing it either way. Because if it doesn't, and then I just free ball it, that'll be great too. And if Jules and Gear Sluts want to be a part of this, then great too. Either way, it's great. Either way, my toes are tapping. That was Damone, remember, from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You guys want to go into get some distilled water? Who wants to go in and get distilled water? I want to see a show of hands. Where's my earbuds? Oh man, this is gonna be fun, guys. We're stepping things up. I've been trying to figure out what to do. There's been a period of okay, hopefully you can still hear me. Hey. There was a period of time where I had kind of I had really, I took a period of time away from music in the studio. Maybe I'll flip it. No, I'll go this way. With music in the studio, and I don't want to say I'd lost interest in it, but I'd lost interest in it. I just was like, ugh, because it's just like, man, all I want to do is just get skinny and get healthy and sleep at night and not feel like dying. And sitting in the studio was kind of like symbolic of a lot of negativity for me. My hair is funky. I wear that do-rag and it makes my head flat. But we're getting there. We're figuring it out. We're going to get some damn distilled water. Buying distilled water in the gallons is a lot harder than it would appear. You would think that this would be an easy breezy thing. You go in any store and they have distilled water. They don't. You go to they don't have distilled water in the gallons at Kroger. Where was the distilled water? I know that they had it here. Oh, here it is. Yep, and here it is. The only drag about this distilled water is it does not have the twist top. It's just got the little flip top. But I really like this. I'm shying away from spring water in the mornings when I'm fasting. I don't want minerals. I want completely stripped down water. Because if anything, I want the water. I'm going to buy a bunch of these, man. Hell with it. I'm tired of messing with it. If anything, I want the minerals. I don't want to say the minerals stripped out, but being demineralized in the morning is not the end of the world. It feels like a good thing. I love distilled water in the morning. I took you guys with me into Walgreens. Hey, what's up, Drew? Now my buddy Drew lost a lot of weight. We're going to get Drew on the podcast. You want to be on the James Lugo show? Hey, how you doing? That was Chris Krieger calling in. I'm going to have to call him when I get home.
You got 8 in all?
I got 8 in all.
Okay. Okay, one of the 8 enter. Okay. There we go. And your total is $8.58 out of 20. Sweetie, would you like to donate $1 to that? Help the kids and
sure.
And get a red nose? And you get a red nose.
Oh, right on. What is a red nose?
Red nose, you just put it on your nose.
Well, okay, it's for my kids.
Yeah, for the kids.
They're going to like that. Oh, man.
There you go. Thank you, baby, so very much.
Yeah, okay? You're welcome. All right. All right, you take care.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hold on, guys. you know how weird this is while we were just on the phone, which I couldn't really take it, you know, kind of trying to do 8 things at one time. That was Chris Kruger calling me. Chris Kruger's bad to the bone. He lost a ton of weight. He's a big fitness guy. He's like a strength and conditioning coach, and he does these feast fast. I love that guy. He interviewed me out in LA last year, and he's been a big part of this. He's hardcore though. He's like full on, like he's fully shredded, and he does the full on 1 meal a day. He's beyond he's beyond my ability. He's hardcore, man. Oh, it's time, baby. Let me get some distilled water in here. I'm going to be stopping moving around like crazy in a second, guys. This is how we do it, man. You know, you make the things in life that are important and matter, you make them a priority. And you just don't hesitate. My dad would say, he who hesitates is lost, son. That's the key to, that's the secret. That's the law of attraction, you know? It's like when you get that nudge. You know, I think sometimes that we're pushed to not follow our instincts, or, you know, I guess as corny as it says, follow your heart. But I don't know, you know, I think that that's actually probably our best barometer, and it's a heck of a lot better barometer than our brain, because, you know, sometimes that with all the thought, forget about it, whatever, shut up, shitting up. Okay, we're back. Yeah, Chris Kruger left me a message. I'm going to call him when I get off with you guys. But that would be awesome. Maybe I'll see if Chris Kruger can do one. I don't know, maybe Wednesday. I think I'm going to do Mark on Friday or on Thursday. Maybe we'll do Chris Kruger on Wednesday, and then it'll be back to back. It'll be Health and Fitness Wednesday podcast and music studio, guitar sounds, Kemper, shred. Whoa, it's all sliding back there. Dave Friedman amplification on Thursday. We'll see. I'll know in the next couple of hours. So there you have it. I can't see who's live because I've got a big banner across my phone that says Chris Kruger left you a message. It says Chris Kruger fasting. That's his name in my phone. I don't know if anybody knows this dude. Kruger, I guess Kruegr, Kruger, Chris Kruger. You should check him out. He does, you know, feast fast, which is basically kind of what I do. It's, you know, kind of some people, I guess he does the most strict. He's even stricter than the warrior diet, which is strict. It's 1 meal with some under eating, and I think Chris pretty much just does 1 meal. He does it like, you know, he's going back like kicking it like old school, like a million years ago, old school. But he's a good dude. I like Chris Kruger. I listen to him. He's every day on. He's got a lot of knowledge. He also, I think, was like a strength and conditioning coach at UCLA or something. So he's got like some, he's not just bro science, as they say, bro labs. Chris Kruger in the house. Gotta love me some Chris Kruger. All right, so yeah, so that's going to be it. So it's the James Lugo Show. It's starting this week. I'm going to be doing some work this morning, kind of rebranding things. Everything will be up on Facebook and Instagram in the next couple of hours. And we probably will have 2 shows posted. Maybe we can do one with Chris Kruger, and I'm waiting to hear back from Mark, if we can do Mark. And Mark would be great to do for the first one, just because he's an expert at these podcast things, and if I had any issues while I was doing it, he would be the guy to be on the podcast with. Hey, look at that. Left. Oh, wait, I don't think I can do Wednesday. I've got something Wednesday. I think I'm working. Oh, you know, I could probably do 8. I think I can do, Wednesday. I think I can do 8 with Chris if he can do it. Chris is a good guy, man. You guys really seriously should go check him out. It's Chris Kruger TSC or something. I don't know. He's got a YouTube and everything, and he does Beast Feast Fast, and basically gets up, he beasts, which is like he works out like vigorously. I ran with him. Oh man, you can see how terribly out of shape I was on that event. Because he looks like a freaking basketball player. He's like 6'5" and like 210 and shredded, like not an ounce of fat on his body. He's got to be single digit body fat. And he runs like a little gazelle, like a big gazelle. He's a good dude, man. Very focused. He's got a beautiful wife and a beautiful baby, and they live over there in LA at Park La Brea. Oh, he's living the dream. And he's helping fat, sick dudes like me become gods. All right, dudes. So, yeah, in the next couple of hours, everything will be up, and that's going to be it. So it'll be youtube.com/James Lugo. youtube.com/James Lugo. Subscribe, and it's going to be all things music and weight loss. And if we're blessed enough, what's up, Robert Jones? We may even have Chris Kruger on there. He is bad to the bone. My God, Johnny's already here working. Is the Earth's axis changed? There's Mama Totes here. I got 8 gallons of distilled water. You ain't playing, man. He who hesitates is lost. I love y'all, man. youtube.com/James Lugo. The James Lugo.